Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I have a tag video for you guys. I was tagged by Rochelle at Glam Moms. I talk about them all the time. They're two sisters, Jen and Rochelle, and they have a channel and they are fabulous. I love both of their taste in makeup. They're enablers too. So I see stuff that they get and I'm like, I need that in my life. But if you haven't checked them out already, please do. I will leave them in the comments or in the description box below, a link to their channel. They actually made up this tag. It's called the palette tag, I think. It's kind of like the, I did one called the perfect palette tag. So it's kind of like that, but it's like different. Does that make any sense? Probably not. I just filmed a tutorial with this look, so I will link it below if you want to check it out. So the only thing I was confused about with this is what is a palette? Like, because I mentioned, you know, like the Too Faced contour blush bronzer highlight thing. And I know Rochelle mentioned the Hourglass Trio, this palette. So those are palettes, but then I didn't count like quads and quints and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I didn't count those. I just counted big palettes, if that makes any sense. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get started. I will leave a list of the questions. I tag you if you make videos. Go ahead and do this and let me know in the description box that you, or in the comments box, I'm all tongue-tied today, that you did this tag. If not, answer some of the questions below, because my favorite thing about YouTube is getting to know y'all. I mean, that's the whole reason I have a channel. So let me know your answers to the questions below, and if there's any palettes that you think I need in my life desperately, let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The questions are on my phone, so I'm reading it off my phone. Number one, how many makeup palettes do you have? I have 47 palettes, and that includes blush palettes and eyeshadow palettes, and then ones that are combined. So 47 total. Number two, how many of those are eyeshadow palettes only? 42. So some of my eyeshadow palettes have, like, let's just do this for example. This is an eyeshadow palette, but it has a blush and a bronzer in it. So I included this as an eyeshadow palette. You know what I mean? So if it has eyeshadows in it, I included it. Alright, number three. How many are non-eyeshadow palettes? So this is stuff that does not have any eyeshadows in it whatsoever. 5 of them have no eyeshadows, which includes the Urban Decay Naked Flushed palette. I love this. I included the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio. You need this, honest to God. I included my little sleek contour kit, and it has a blush, bronzer, and highlight. I included my 10 blush palette by Coastal Scents, which if you're just starting out in makeup, this is a really good buy. It has 10 different shadows. It doesn't have a mirror, but still it has 10 shadows. It has 10 different blushes. So I really, really like this. And a few of these are MAC dupes. And then the 5th one that I included is actually like a self-made palette, but it doesn't have any shadows in it. It's mostly drugstore blushes and 1 highlighter and 1 bronzer. So I made this one. I depotted a bunch of stuff. I really like palettes because you can just put it all in one. You know what I mean? Okay, so number, I don't know, 4. My phone, of course, froze. Number 4. What are your top 3 favorite palettes? Seriously, out of 47? Are you kidding me? My top 3? This was hard. But I will always say I think the best palette to start with if you're a beginner in makeup is the Lorac Pro palette. It has 8 matte and 8 shimmers. I just love this. I love the packaging. It's not big and bulky. It's super slim. I love this for travel. Lorac Pro 1. And then for number 2 is a new find. It's the Chocolate Bar palette. It smells divine. The shades are blendable. There's some colorful stuff in there and some neutrals. I just think this is a really great palette to own. Honestly, I would recommend this over any of the Naked palettes. Don't kill me, but I really would. I didn't even include my Naked Basics palette in this. So I really have 48. Okay, I totally forgot about that one. And then my third choice is my Custom MAC palette. It has 6 blushes and 15 eyeshadows. There it is right there. I love this palette so much. It's like my baby. And I just did a video last week swatching all of my MAC shadows. So I'll list that in the description box if you're interested in seeing all of them, because that ain't even all of them. But that's like my baby of all baby palettes, okay? Number 4 or whatever number we're on. What are your palette regrets? And I only have one like major regret. I'm not so fond on the Naked 2, but I'm glad I have it. But the Makeup Forever Technicolor palette. And I don't know if this might have been limited edition. I got this when Brad got me this when I very first started wearing makeup, and he was like, I want to see you do some fun colors. This is just, I'm glad I have it, but I wouldn't purchase it again. It does have a nice black matte. It does have a matte white, which is good, but these colors are not real wearable for me. I think I'm going to use it a lot. I'm going to try to pull it out some more like in the summertime and use like a colorful bottom lash line shadow, but I don't think I would purchase this again. It's just not worth it for me, you know? Okay. How many limited edition or holiday palettes do you own? And I have these all setting out, so I'm just going to show you. I'm 99.9% sure that all of these were limited edition or holiday palettes. So don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So the Happy 15th Birthday Too Faced Love Sephora palette, pretty sure this was limited, and actually really like it. I love the bronzer. This is like a contour. It's the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, their most well-known one, and then Sunny Brunny bronzer, and then Who's Your Poppy blush. So I like that it comes with this. All of these are shimmer shades except for this one, which is matte. But this was limited edition. It came with a little brush, and it came with a Too Faced shadow insurance thing. And then the Aqua Lilies for Tarte. This came out last summer. It's all waterproof, so that was limited. Pretty sure the Too Faced Pretty Rebel was a limited edition thing. Like once they sold out, they were gone. And then the Laura Mercier Artist 2 palette. This was limited, and it was sold out online, but they had one left in my store, so I ran and got it. This was a holiday collection, a few of my favorite things by Too Faced. I love how Too Faced always, or not always, but most of the time puts a blush and bronzer in their palettes, and this has so many shades. It's gorgeous. I love this. And then another limited edition was the Urban Decay Vice 2. I'm glad I got to do this tag because sometimes I forget about my palettes, and I haven't used the Vice 2 since the first week I got it. But it is just stunning. Like, oh my gosh, all these shades, they're so beautiful. I love this shade Damaged. That's like my favorite in the palette, and it comes with a huge mirror in it, which is nice. So those are all my holiday or limited edition palettes. And then next question. So that was 6. I have 6 limited edition. How many of your palettes are custom? And by custom, I'm thinking they're meaning like my MAC Shadow palette that I showed you, or I have another MAC Shadow palette that's kind of being built right now. I have a Z palette that's full of Makeup Geek and Wet n Wild shadows. So that, anyway, long story short, there are 5 of those that are like custom palettes. And then of the palettes you own, which would you say was not worth the price? Okay, I know I've gone on and on about how much I love my MAC palette, but the story with this is I bought them all at once. They're $12 a piece in the pan. And then the blushes are, I think, $15 in the pan a piece. And then when I got these palettes, it was when they very first came out. So they were like $16 just for the empty palette. And now they're $8. And then the inserts were like $8 and now they're $2. So long story short, I feel like I overpaid for the palette itself. And then, you know, it's really expensive to build your own palette. They have, MAC has, and Jen from Glam Moms just got this. They have a 15 pan palette that comes with the palette and the 15 eyeshadows for $100 right now, which I think is a steal. They have a cool toned one and a warm toned one. The only thing is you can't customize it, but depending on if you like cooler tones or warmer tones, you can pick one of those, and it's basically every shadow that you could want. So I feel like I overpaid for that, but I love the customization of it. You know what I mean? Like, I love every single shadow in that palette. Okay, of the palettes you own, which was worth every penny? And this is another, I think create your own palettes are so expensive anyways, but this was another create your own palette, and this is my single most prized possession makeup wise because it's very special to me. It's Urban Decay, and all the shadows in here are Urban Decay. But I have 3 sons and a husband, and so they each picked a shadow for me and put it in here. So it's like a little piece of my boys in this palette. I know that sounds corny, but I love it. And so I would definitely say this was worth the money and the customization of it. In the last year, how many palettes have you given away? I think I've given away like 6 or 8. Granted, I've only been into makeup for about a year or a year and a half, but it's when I really got into it, and I blame YouTube for that. But I've probably given away 6 or 8 or 10 maybe. Like, I give them to my mom and my sister. That's not even those are of my palettes that I've given away. But for Christmas, I bought like 10 people palettes. So I've given away a lot. Let's see, if you woke up and all your palettes were gone, which 3 would you run and repurchase? This was hard. Okay, I would definitely repurchase the Lorac Pro palette. I would definitely repurchase the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I love these two so much. And then I was gonna say I would repurchase my MAC custom palette, but like I said, I would probably just go out and buy like the MAC warm tone palette instead. But I would definitely go out and I would have to repurchase my Urban Decay custom palette that all my boys picked out because it's just super special to me. I don't even use these colors that much, but the fact that they took time out and picked them out for me, and I don't know, it makes me all like want to cry. It's kind of silly, but I would definitely go repurchase that because I love the story behind it and the meaning behind it. So that was this palette tag. Thank you so much, Rochelle and Jen, for tagging me. I don't know, I'm talking to Surrey on here. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. Like I said, if you make videos, please do it. If you've already done it, leave me a comment so I can go check it out. And even if you don't make videos, be sure and let me know what your favorite palettes are, or, you know, palettes that you regret, palettes that you think you spent too much money on, all the questions. Like I said, I'll leave them in the description box, so just click where it says show more, and it'll have like all of the questions, and it will have Rochelle and Jen's channel, and it will have, I've started putting like everything I'm wearing on my face, all my makeup will be in the description box, as far as also like my latest videos and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you next time. Bye.